Hi back.
And Ray, you're muted.
He's on the phone.
He's off the phone.
I saw that comment. I'll deal with it later.
Okay, we are live now, guys.
Okay, let's start tonight. Lauren, take it away.
This is a meeting of the Township Committee for March 4th, 2021. Adequate notice of this meeting is provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6. It was published in the Asbury Park Press on January 7th. The public is welcome to participate using the Cisco WebEx by either audio or phone or computer. The meeting ID is 132-266-5511. If choosing to call in, the phone number is 408-418-9388. All participants will be muted upon entry to the meeting, but may participate by using the *3 key if participating by phone to raise your hand, or by clicking the appropriate WebEx video button to be recognized via computer. This meeting is viewable and recorded on Town Hall Streams at https://townhallstreams.com.
Thanks, Lauren. We have a roll call, please.
Mayor Coles,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Here.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Here.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Here.
Committeeman D'Elia.
Here.
Okay, thanks. Good. Go ahead.
Also present is Attorney Stephen Seacare, Attorney Harold Hensel, and Patrick Donnelly, Business Administrator.
Okay, thanks. Can we have a salute to the flag, please? Amanda, you want to take it away, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Lauren, do you have a brief prayer for us tonight?
Do. Heavenly Father, we pause to give you thanks for thy many blessings. We ask that you bless all those in authority, including this township committee. We also ask for your blessings on all those suffering from the ongoing COVID pandemic. Amen.
Before we move ahead, this is just about the 1-year anniversary since the pandemic started. Just like everybody just to observe a quick moment of silence, please. Remember all those who have passed and those who are still suffering. Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to approve the Board of Health and regular meeting minutes from February 18th?
So made. Isaac.
So made. Second, Menasha.
Okay, moved by Isaac, second by Menashe. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Is there anything that anyone would like removed from the consent agenda?
Mayor,
No?
it's Mayor Lichtenstein. I'm not voting on the last one on that liquor license.
Okay. So I'll make a note that Mayor will be abstaining on D11, 2021-119. Can I have a motion in a second, please?
So made, Menasha.
Second, my mic.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Aye.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman D'Elia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein. I have your abstention noted, and just asking on the other resolutions.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass the consent agenda with abstention noted.
Okay. Ordinances for first reading, public hearing on March 18th.
The first ordinance.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Mayor, can I propose a resolution from the floor before we go to ordinances?
Yeah, of course. A resolution or an ordinance?
A resolution.
Okay.
You and I think, spoke to the Department of Transportation, the Commission of Transportation, regarding the left turning lanes, mostly at Kennedy and 9 and possibly at County Line and 9.
Correct.
Especially since they started that work on Kent Road And, anybody coming down County Line that wants to go Route 9 needs to make that left. The traffic at those intersections are absolutely horrendous and are so easily fixable with left turn signals. We've spoken to past commissioners about it. Resolutions have been sent. Recently, we spoke to this commissioner about it. I'm wondering if I could just propose some sort of a resolution from the floor asking you to contact via letter to the department and ask them to please expedite immediately a left turning lane, even if it's only temporary, but until that Kent Road job gets done.
Okay, were you able to get that video I had talked about today?
No.
Pat, if possible, at some point, tomorrow or the next day, could you ask somebody from Public Works that has a dash cam just to drive west on Kennedy, across 9 and along Kennedy where those those cars are all backing up, and also along Kennedy, County Line Road as well? I would love to be able to include video of just how far and how bad that traffic is when I send the letter and the email.
Not a problem.
Thanks very much.
Mayor, it's Mike. Just what are those intersections again?
Route 9 in Kennedy and Route 9 in County Line. With the
They're
Kennedy
already-
Road construction, that bypass that a lot of people took is gone.
I'm strongly for it. I just want to know if we should add River and Central, that's all.
Well, I think for this, it's just a very simple fix on their part, which they told us they would look into. We'll have to follow up with them on that as well.
All right, fine.
Okay. So, do we have a motion in a second?
I'll move it.
Moved by Mike. I'm going to say
Second,
Mayor. Second by Minash.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I will definitely get that letter sent out as soon as possible. Thanks, Mayor. Anybody else? Okay, let's move ahead with ordinances for first reading.
The ordinance for first reading we have is our cap bank ordinance, ordinance 2021-21, ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey to exceed the municipal appropriations limits and to establish a cap bank in accordance with NJSA 48:4-45.14.
Thank you. Do we have a motion in a second?
I'll move it, Mike.
By Mike,
Mayor will second.
Mayor by second, by Mayor. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Coles,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller, and Mayor Coles. My apologies.
We're kind of interchangeable these days, so that's fine.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-21 with a public hearing to be held on March 18th.
Let's get into ordinance for second reading. Make sure you got a glass of water nearby.
First ordinance on for second reading is ordinance 2021-9, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey pursuant to NJSA 48:21-1 et sec, granting an abatement of local property taxes to River and Avenue Properties LLC for facilities located at Block 1070, Lot 1.01, and authorizing the mayor and/or his designee and the township clerk to execute any and all documents necessary and proper to enter into a tax abatement agreement.
Okay. Is there anybody online who would like to speak on this ordinance? I'll open the meeting to the public. Seeing nobody there, there are no emails online. I have a brief statement from the applicant. It is a 16,000 square foot new two-story office and retail building with 3 retail units on the first floor and office space on the second floor. Initially, it'll provide about 35 new jobs. With that, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion in a second.
Motion by Mike.
So made, Menasha.
All right, moved by Mike, second by Minash. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-9. Next on the ordinances for second reading is 2021-10, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey pursuant to NJSA 48:21-1 et sec, granting an abatement of local property taxes to Airport Road Investments LLC for facilities located at Block 1160.01, Lot 242.05, and authorizing the mayor and/or his designee and the township clerk to execute any and all documents necessary and proper to enter into a tax abatement agreement.
Okay, we'll open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody online who would like to be heard? Seeing nobody, we'll look at the email. There are no emails about this, so I will close the public hearing. This is 4 buildings totaling 115,000 square feet for an e-commerce hub. Application indicates 77 occupants with employment opportunity, probably at about 95 to begin. That being said, could I have a motion and a second?
I'll move it.
Motion by Mike.
All right, moved by Minash, second by Mike. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-10 with a public hearing on, motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-10. Next on for public hearing is ordinance 2021-11, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing an ordinance entitled Ordinance Establishing the Annual Maximum Minimum Salary Ranges for the offices and positions of persons employed by the Township of Lakewood in the County of Ocean and State of New Jersey, and providing for a,
An effective date 20 days after the publication of final adoption.
thank you.
I figured I'd help out a little bit.
Thank you, Pete.
Open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody who'd like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing nobody, there are no emails which have come in on this, so I'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion and a second?
Moved by Isaac.
Moved by Isaac, second by Mayor. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt 2021-11. Next on the agenda is 2021-12, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, changing the name of a portion of Zinfandel Road to North Zinfandel Road pursuant to in accordance with NJSA 40:67-1K et sec.
I'll open the meeting to the public for this ordinance only. Is there anyone online who'd like to be heard? Seeing nobody, I will look. There are no emails which have come in, so I'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion, Menasha?
Moved by Minash,
Second, Mayor.
second by Mayor. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-12. Next is ordinance 2021-13, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, changing the name of a portion of Parkview Avenue to Kiris Sands Avenue and a portion of Edgecombe Avenue to Scheffelheim Avenue pursuant to in accordance with NJSA 40:67-1K et sec.
We'll open the meeting to the public for this ordinance. Is there anybody online who'd like to be heard? Seeing nobody, there are no emails which have come in. We'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion and a second?
Moved by Mike.
So made,
move it.
Menasha?
Moved by Mike, second by Minash. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carried to adopt ordinance 2021-13. Next is ordinance 2021-14, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the private sale and conveyance of block 810, lot 2, lying within the portion of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey pursuant to 48:12-21 et sec for nominal consideration to services for children with hidden intelligence, 345 Oak Street in Lakewood, New Jersey.
I will open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody online who'd like to be heard? Seeing nobody. There are no emails which have come in, so I'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion and a second?
I'll motion.
So made.
By Mayor. That was a second by Minash?
Yep.
Yep, okay, moved by Mayor, second by Minash. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-14. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2021-15, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the private sale of block 1100, lot 18 in the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey at a private sale pursuant to NJSA 40A:12-1 et sec. It's a paper street near Fifth Avenue.
Okay, I'll open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody online who'd like to be heard? Seeing nobody. There are no emails which have come in on it, so I will close the public hearing. I have a motion and a second.
Isaac will move.
Moved by Isaac,
Michael second.
second by Mike. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-15. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2021-16, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the private sale of block 536, lot 73 in the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey as a private sale pursuant to NJSA 48:12-1 et sec. It's a corner of Cedar Bridge and Ashley.
Okay, open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody online who'd like to be heard? There are no emails which have come in on this, so I will close the public hearing. Is there a motion and a second?
Motion by Mike.
Moved by Mike,
Second by Mayor.
second by Mayor. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-16. Next, we have ordinance 2021-17, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing the public sale of a block of 536 lot 100 in the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey at an open public sale pursuant to NJSA 48:12-1 et sec. That's on Cedar Bridge Avenue.
Okay, we'll open the meeting to the public. Is there anybody online who would like to be heard? Seeing nobody, there are no emails which have come in on this, so I'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion and a second?
I'll motion, Mayor.
Moved by Mayor,
Second, Mike.
second by Mike. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-17. Next on the agenda is ordinance 2021-19, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Article 9, the zoning districts and regulations, Section 18-903E, Highway Development Zone, B5 of Chapter 18, Unified Development Ordinance.
Okay, is there anybody online who'd like to be heard? Seeing nobody, there are no emails which have come in. Can I have a motion and a second?
I'll move it, Mayor.
Moved by Mayor,
I'll second Isaac.
second by Isaac. Before we vote on this, I just wanted to say that the planning board did send a letter on this. They had some concerns about retail being allowed in the M1 zone. That was just a misunderstanding. This language is to clarify the B5 zone. It has nothing to do with the M1, so there is no conflict and no concern. So with that being said, can I have a roll call?
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-19. Next and final, we have ordinance 2021-20, an ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Article 8, Design Standards in Section 18-815.1, Stormwater Management Residential Site Improvement Standards, Scope and Purpose of 18-815.1 to 18-815.114 of the Unified Development Ordinance of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Lakewood.
Great. Is there anybody online who'd like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing nobody, there are no emails which have come through on this. I'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion by Mike.
Moved by Mike,
Second by Isaac.
second by Isaac. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt ordinance 2021-20.
Thank you, Lauren. We'll try not to do that to you too often. All right, the bill list. Can I have a motion to approve the bill list of March 3rd, 2021?
Moved by Isaac.
Moved by Isaac,
Second by Menasha?
second by Minaj. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman Delia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt bills list.
Okay, I'll open the meeting to public comment. Is there anybody online who would like to be heard? Seeing nobody, we'll close that portion of it. I did receive an email. I'm just going to read it. It's the first time I'm seeing it, so we'll get this together. Hi, my name is Jack Gross, and I live at 999 Ridge Avenue, Lakewood, New Jersey. Why would anybody think of raising the property tax cap? We have to look at cutting spending. For example, why do the police have more SUV guzzling vehicles than regular police cars? Why was the township giving the yeshiva permits on Ridge and Brook to build if the application was a fraud? The application stated 300 students while they were building a building for 900 students. There was room for only 5 buses when they need a minimum of 18 buses. They need a second entrance with a minimum 400 cars when there was no bus service, just parent pickup. The fact that the planning board approved a false application should create a hold on the owner for all their properties. Will the township join the neighbors in suing the owners to stop immediately? As the application was fraud and deception, this will create a traffic jam all over. We need Brook Road and Ridge 4 lanes before this could even be thought about. Also need room on property for 40 cars and 18 buses. Mr. Gross, thank you for your letter. We work tirelessly each year to try and keep expenses down. The police vehicles actually work out better for us because we can bond, and actually we've been leasing those, correct, Pat?
We've been leasing some, and we have bonded over many years. But just, if you don't mind, Mayor, I would just make a comment that the current vehicles you have now are more fuel efficient with flex fuel vehicles with the motors compared to the old Crown Vics that all towns run that are V8s.
All right.
So we actually save money.
Yep, that's a good idea. That's a good point too. Thank you. As far as the yeshiva, I don't believe that permit was a fraud. The planning board heard the application, and there's nothing to say that once somebody has something, they can't come back for a modification. But I don't know any more about that off the top of my head, so I'll ask somebody to look into it. And I will pass this letter off to the planning board for their review as well. So thank you very much for writing into us today. There's another email from Jack Rose here that just says hi, so hi. And the last one is one that actually came in early this morning from Moshe Zionis. I'm just trying to find it. I did have a long conversation with Moshe today, but we'll go over the points briefly. Hi, committee members. I hope this letter finds you as well. All well. I appreciate all the hard work you invest in getting streetlights all around town. They are truly lifesavers for everyone. Unfortunately, the planning board isn't making your job easier. Just this week on 2 applications, they granted waivers from installing streetlights. In one case, the application will bring 4 families to Henry Street, where there's currently only 1 family. There are no streetlights and the road is very dark at night. Stan, you have said that it's inappropriate for the committee to contact the planning board and zoning board members directly. Therefore, please address this with your attorney and ask him to reach out to the board's attorney. No one is demanding any more than what is required. Streetlights are already required. I simply want the boards to stop granting these waivers. Thanks, Moshe Zionis, Elmhurst Boulevard, Lakewood, New Jersey. P.S. Clerk, please respond to me. You confirm that you received this email. In the past, my comments didn't get received properly. Yes, we've actually spoken about this, so you know that your comments were received. I spoke to Terry Vogt from Remington and Vernick about this today, about the 2 applications. He said that there were no streetlight waivers requested by the applicant. The type of development on Henry Street did not require that they put any streetlights out there. He did say that you had brought up the fact that they should have streetlights. Mrs. Zinas brought up the fact they should have streetlights. And Mr. Flannery went on to state that that was not required, that they could not require it under this type of application. The second issue was a school that was a home that was being converted to a school. That had nothing to do with streetlights about that, simply that the applicant requested not having to put exterior illumination on the house, which actually is probably for the best, because we've gotten quite a few complaints recently about houses that are turned into schools that have very bright lights on all times of the day and night, and it affects the neighbors tremendously. So I did speak to Mr. Vogt, and he knows how I feel about waivers for just about anything. In the future, if somebody requests a waiver for a street light, before it gets to the planning board, they'll go to the engineering department. They will make a determination as to whether or not lighting should be required, and if necessary, contact the township for their input as well. I think everybody knows how much effort, time, and money has been put into putting streetlights up all over this town. It's not something we take lightly, and the bottom line is we are more concerned to make sure people are safe when they walk at night than to save a developer a little bit of money in the short run. So we'll do everything we can that where streetlights are appropriate, they are put in. Where they're lacking in town, we're going to continue to try and make sure that they get installed. That being said, I'll get off my soapbox and open the meeting to comments from committee members. Anybody have anything?
Mayor, I do. It's Mayor Lichtenstein.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yep.
Mayor, I know that we recently had the law in New Jersey changed to allow for recreational marijuana use to be put into place in the near future. We have a fairly densely populated children in town, a lot of children in town, and I think that I was reached out to by some of the schools. I would like to ask if the attorneys can look at putting together an ordinance within the guidelines of the governor's allowing us to have some home rule here and see what it is that we can do to prevent this legally under the guidelines that the governor has provided.
Okay, so Mayor, you're making a motion that we prepare an ordinance like that?
Yes, please.
All right, can I have a second?
I'll second. Isaac.
Isaac, is there any discussion? Can I have a roll call on Mayor's motion, please?
Committeeman Ackerman,
Yes.
Committeeman D'Elia,
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller,
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes. So, Steve, please talk with Mayor and see over the next week or so if you can put something together for the next meeting.
Of course I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, well, let's jump back a little bit. I got one more email from Mr. Gross. Why do you say there's nothing to do if the application was a fraud, as the application was for 300 stunts and they are building a building for 900 students? The approval was an error. We showed in court how when the planning board, sorry, I can't read the email. Planning board can change a fraud application. As I said before, I'll refer this back. If there was a court action involved in this, I probably shouldn't comment on it at this point, but we will look into it and see if we can get a satisfactory answer for you. So I will reclose the public portion. Anybody else have a comment? Seeing nobody, do we need a closed session tonight?
No, sir. Nothing from here.
Okay, let me take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
By Mike,
Seconded by Minash.
second. It hasn't been that long. I still recognize your voice if I don't remember your face. All right, everybody, we're done here tonight. Take care. Stay safe.
Okay,
We'll
good
see you
night.
soon.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.